Hello and welcome to Wealthing TV. I'm Dave Knoll. In this week's episode we're checking out the 2016 Lexus IS200T in F-Sport configuration. It's had a bit of a reskin, the Lexus IS200, in this case with the 2-litre turbo engine, and most noticeably at the front the headlights have gone into a separate design with the LED driving lights looking very much like a certain symbol from a clothing company. Walking around the car, as we can see, we've got these lovely air intakes, a very swoopy sort of design just in here, and the now familiar Lexus grille, I guess you could say, with that slightly hourglass figure. F-Sport badge on the side, 18-inch rims on this particular car with just 35 series tyres on the back, and they really do sit quite nicely on the road. They grip very, very well, and the whole chassis is set up for a very sporting feel, a very sporting ride. A little bit firm at times. Notice that it was a little bit soft in the rear with a bit of weight, and it, with a little extra weight, went back to being a very hard surface. A very aerodynamic design, of course, with little things like this. We've got these little strakes on the side of the tail light aiding in the aero of the car, and as you can see, a number plate certainly hinting at the kind of market that Lexus would like to see this car being sold to. One of the things notable about the cockpit is just how ergonomic and comfortable the heated and vented seats are, but really Toyota, Lexus, this is just possibly one of the most ugly looking dashboards I've ever seen in a modern day car. This great big lump of plastic that comes out, the lack of cohesiveness in the design where you've got the screen set back in here, and it's not even a touch screen. This gunmetal style look to the actual plastics itself, and yet all the switchgear is set out ergonomically, smartly. It's clever, it's simple to use, and yet it just looks on a dashboard so, it's horrible. Even the steering wheel is comfortable, it's grippy, you've got everything where you expect it to be, and you've got these slightly odd indicator stalks, and I say odd because they don't actually click, as does the wiper mechanisms as well. They actually just move a little bit and then go back to where you started from without any sort of stopping point. Start stop button, seat moves into position, and you've got an unusual dial here where you can use this little folder button and it moves across, and then you can select information using the up and down buttons just on the tab there. Problem with the navigation system is that it consistently defaults back to a map. No matter if you press the radio button here or if you use this unusual little trackpad mouse design, you've got home and menu, eventually sometimes it just goes back to the map screen. You use the menu button, it will stay there, but if you want to select radio or the climate control or anything else like that, it will eventually go back to the navigation screen. There's a wealth of info on the driver's information screen. You've even got turbo pressure being made available for you, gear position as you drive along, usual fuel consumption, navigation idea, what station you're on for your radio. So maybe that's why that other screen defaults all the time to a map, because it's all here, but really I just think it shouldn't have to do that. That's a little nifty design, but basically a waste of a normal LCD screen. The IS200T sits perfectly flat on the road. It handles absolutely beautifully. Toss it into a turn, chuck it into a corner, and it will sit flat and grip wherever you want it to go. There's not a whole lot of road noise coming through from those tyres either, and it really feels a very compliant, very stable car all the way through. At around 90 k's an hour, it sits just over 1500 RPM. Now bear in mind, this is a 2-litre turbo engine. Peak torque of 350 Newton meters comes in at 1650 RPM. Peak power is 180 kilowatts, and that'll come in at just under 6000. It's been 2 weeks with the Lexus. We've seen a fuel economy best of 6.4 litres per 100 k's using 95 RON fuel, and that was on the Hume Highway between Sydney and Canberra. Very, very easy car to drive in the circumstances like that. Around town it's an absolute delight. The steering's got some weight on it either side of centre, and then goes to a quicker ratio setup once you get further around. It's around 2 3/4 turns lock to lock. It's been a great time spending time with the Lexus. and we thank Lexus Australia for their contribution to A Wheel Thing's garage. Check it out at lexus.com.au and of course awheelthing.com. For A Wheel Thing TV, I'm Dave Canole.